Ooh, Daisy. All right, we made it back up to Pingree Park Road with the cool camp. Let's see if we're gonna be able to get in there. How deep is that snow, Daisy? We gotta drive the car up through here. Look at me walking around with my imitation Walmart Crocs on. No socks, no nothing. Oh man. But it don't seem to be that deep. And we're only going right over here. All right, Daisy, we was able to get the car in here and the cool camp without getting stuck. Oh man. And here it is, our campsite, or soon to be campsite. Let me get this tent out and get it set up, because I'm about to say something I don't normally say. It's cold out here.
Hello everyone, it's David, Hayden, and Daisy, and we are out finally again. Oh man, we have been itching, wanting to go camping again so bad. Hey Daisy, wait, what have you got? You so crazy, but I like it. Anyhow, we've been wanting to go camping again so bad, but the weather just wouldn't cooperate with us. You know, actually, that's not even entirely true. It was more like the weather forecast. They had these extremely high winds predicted, hurricane force winds. The last time I seen it, they had said we was going to be getting gusts up to 85 miles per hour, which is a category 1 all day long. And then after the winds were supposed to die down, then we were supposed to get a foot of snow. Well, we out here walking around in it, and it ain't but, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches maybe. So we kept listening to the weather forecast and putting off the trip because we didn't want to go during bad weather. And it turns out we should have come anyway. So we finally decided, you know what? We're going for it. And here we are.
Okay, Daisy. I can see I've already learned a lesson. I was going to try to put the tarp and the moving blankets down first, and then set the tent up on top of it. But I don't really know where to put this so that the stovepipe's going to line up underneath this limb here. So I guess I'm going to have to set the tent up first after all. Okay, the Eskimo is set up. Oh man, there's my my stovepipe hole. So it's gonna come out of there and be right up underneath this limb so I can secure it. Oh yeah. All right, now we put the floor in. You checking it out, Daisy? Yeah. So all right, so I got the floor down. A little snow in here, but that's all right. And the welding blankets, one on the bottom, the stove sits on, the other protecting the back of the walls. The stovepipe, of course, goes out the stovepipe hole. Oh man. All right, let's go get this stove and set it up, Daisy. I've already got the tent set up, and now I got the fire going, and we're getting nice and toasty in here. We got a few new toys we're gonna show you and experiment with. Some will work, and well, hopefully all of them work, but some probably won't. But one experiment is going to be this. Instead of sleeping on the cot, I did bring in the twin size mattress, and kind of looks like it I don't know, maybe needs a washing or something. But anyhow, me and Daisy don't care. We sleep real good on that thing in the cool camp. So we gonna try it inside the hot tent. So here's one of the toys. Woo, the Voda heat-powered stove fan. I'm about to break this out of the box and put it on this stove and show it to you. It don't take no batteries, no electricity, no... In fact, I really don't know how it works. It works off of heat. So you set it on top of the stove, and when it warms up, when it gets hot, the little fan blade starts spinning, and then it's going to circulate the air all throughout the tent, because me and Daisy going to be over here in the bed sleeping. And, you know, heat rises. All our heat going to go to the top. We going to be way down low. We going to want to stay nice and warm. Here's the heat-powered fan again. It goes on the stove. The instructions said, and can you believe I read the instructions? Well, first of all, let me tell you. The instructions say, don't let it get over a certain temperature. And that temperature was like, I don't know, 300 and some odd degrees Celsius. So it's obviously a foreign-made thing. I had to break out the old Google Celsius to Fahrenheit converter and figure out what that was. Well, it turns out it's about 650 degrees. So then I say to myself, okay, self, how hot does a stove get? I ain't got no idea. And I've seen these on other people's videos, and I'm not trying to be a copycat, but they got this little stovepipe thermometer, and that'll let you know how hot it is. Actually, I Googled this, which gets hotter, the stovepipe or the stove, and they said the pipe always gets hotter. But I want you to look at that thing. Oh man, it's way over here in the red. That's too hot. And I ain't got but just a stick or two of wood in there. So now I got to figure out how to throttle this thing down. But anyhow, if it gets over 650 degrees, it could damage the fan. I don't want that. Okay, I just zoomed in on that thing. I don't know if you can really tell, but that thing's reading more like about 700 degrees. It's hot. But right now, that's kind of the way I want it. Because another new thing that we bought, you may remember my first time we ever did this. Oh, by the way, this is only the second time we've ever done this. But the first time I did it, I didn't have a thermometer. So I went and bought this indoor-outdoor thermometer. And I really didn't know how they work. But I'm about to show you just in case you don't. But this top number, 28 degrees, that's what it is outside. Woo! It is not 3:04. I have not set the clock, but 3:05. But that's the clock. Again, that's not the right time. But it's 70 degrees inside the hot tent. Ooh, that heater doing its job. So it's below freezing outside, 28 degrees. It's a nice toasty 70 in here. Let me show you how this thing knows what it is outside. Okay, so on the outside now. Oh, look. There it is. Camp Hayden, rocking again. All right, so I think I showed this earlier. I don't really remember. Anyhow, I got my stovepipe all tied off. One of them strung up over here. One of them tied off over there, and another one tied off over here toward the cool camp. I got it standing by just in case it has to bail us out again. But on this paracord is this thermometer sensor. I got it hanging up, and this is what tells you. So you put this outside. This is what tells you the temperature is outside. So it says it's 28 degrees out here. I kind of believe it. It's getting cold. In fact, I got the I got some things over here. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with. I got these cage-free brown eggs for breakfast, and some corned beef hash, and some hamburger patties for supper. Oh man, I don't have my cooler, so I was gonna leave them laying out here so that they could stay nice and refrigerated. It's getting on up late in the evening. There go Daisy again. It's below freezing now, Daisy. We're gonna have to bring these eggs and hamburger patties in, or we're gonna have to wait for them to thaw out before we can eat them. But I let my son borrow my cooler because he's on a road trip. I shouldn't have done that. I need that thing. The reason I need it is because since I don't have a cooler to put inside the tent, I got to put the beer outside. What do you think, Daisy? Is my beer gonna freeze on me? Now I did. Let me go back inside this hot tent. Oh man, it's nice up in here. I did bring the jackery. All right, so I got the jackery and of course my little camp light, and I also brought, well, it's behind the thermometer and the fan, but I also brought my laptop and my speaker, so we can watch us a movie, watch a Dave and Daisy video. We can watch something. We ain't getting bored tonight. Okay, so another thing we got to show. If you did see my first try at this hot tent camping, you might have known that Daisy didn't appreciate being in the tent. So I went and bought this, is this showing up? I went and bought this carbon monoxide detector. So we about to open this up. I got to go get my McCormick scissors out of the car and open this package. But we gonna put this over here, and then, I don't know, just about midway, I read up on the thing about whether carbon monoxide was heavier or lighter than air. It says it's really neither. But it does rise actually in warm temperatures. And man, this stove is cooking. Look, we up to 80 degrees in here now. It's still 28 outside, but it's 80 up in here. This stove is cooking us. But so the CO rises in warm weather, it says. So I'm about to open this thing up, and I'm just gonna put it midway. I'm not gonna put it down low in the bed. I'm not gonna put it up high in the ceiling. I'm just gonna put it about midway, and I think that should be a good indication of what we got going on. Okay, so I closed the air off to the stove to try to get it to calm down a little bit. And now the temperature, oh, look at this. Oh, the temperature's actually a little bit below normal. So it definitely helped. I'm still experimenting with this stove idea. In fact, it's dropped down to 27 degrees outside now, but it's only 73 in here now. It was 80. So there's the stove, the fan rather. Oh man, I'm about to put this bad boy on there. And we just gonna watch it for a minute and see if it works. I want you to look at there. It's like magic. It didn't take but about a minute, and that thing started spinning. And yeah, it's circulating the heat. I can feel it. Well, all right. It says the hotter it gets, the faster it spins. I'm about to open up this vent a little bit more because the thermometer says I'm straight up and down, by the way, in that orange. The yellow that's okay, but the orange is where you want to be. The red, evidently, is too hot. So I'm about to open this vent up and let the stove get some more air and see if I can get it back up in the orange and see what happens. Okay, so I got a little bit of firewood over there, just regular standard old firewood. Man, that fan is still going. And I got our redstone sawdust bricks. I went back to Tractor Supply to go get some more, and they were sold out. But they had these things. I think they're kind of similar. They called them fire logs. So hopefully, let me put those things are heavy. Hopefully, when we run out of firewood, which we probably will, because I didn't bring a whole lot. Hopefully they'll last till it's about time for bed, and then I'm gonna put these bricks or a fire log in there, and they claim they don't snap, crackle, and pop, which I think is what scared Daisy. So we're gonna give that a try, and she gonna be snuggled all up and snug as a bug in a rug with me in this bed. Maybe this will go better, but I tell you what, I've left her doggy door open over there, and she's already starting to go in and out. She ain't staying in here with me. Oh, you get you a good drink of water, Daisy? All right, watch this. I got the laptop of the computer fired up. Look at there. There's you. Hello, everyone. It's David and Daisy out on this December 28th. Hey, Daisy. I'm looking at you, looking at me.
It's almost the new year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh, it ain't New Year's no more. Oh, wait a minute. Let me stop this. Oh, now we having fun. Daisy. Hey. You sound like you snorting. Is that what your problem is with this hot tent? You don't like the smoke? Yeah, make you sound like you snoring. It ain't even bedtime yet. You can't breathe? All right. Maybe I'll close the door. I'm just trying to get the temperature back up. The needle's getting back into the yellow. I wanted to get it back up into the red, but the fan's still spinning. But you snoring like a hog. So it's 7 o'clock at night now. Daisy done curled up under the covers and a pillow. Let me get my mess with it stick here, and I'm gonna show you something. Just for grins and giggles, I threw in one of those bricks. Now they didn't do so well in the bonfire, but it's doing real good in this stove, especially on a hot bed of coals. Cause I still got 2 sticks of firewood in there with it. Once wait a minute, let me close this door. Once we get down to just the bricks and these new fire logs, whatever they call them, it might tell a different story. But right now, it's doing good. So I want you to take a look at this. Whew. That sawdust brick, I did read also about those, that they put out more BTUs than firewood. And apparently that is true. So my needle has gotten back into the red. So I took the fan off of the stove because I don't want to tear it up the first time I use it. So it's just sitting on these cold sawdust bricks, and it's still going. I guess it's still hot, but it's got this little handle. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, this little handle right here. I was able to just pick it up with my bare fingers, which was quite an experiment, and it didn't burn me. So the fan is still going because it's so hot. The stove is too hot. This fire brick is working too well. Yeah, it's still gonna take me a little while to figure out how to get this thing adjusted to exactly where I need it. I kind of anticipate that I'm gonna be up all night long, but Daisy has been asleep for about 30 minutes now. She's liking this. I'm trying to give you just a moment to listen at how quiet this thing is. Those sawdust bricks are not popping. This fan makes practically no noise. In fact, the noisiest thing in here is Daisy snoring. And it's 27 degrees outside and 80 up in here. Normally, under normal circumstances, I would say 80 degrees is way, way too hot. But right now, I'm kind of liking it. All right, good morning, everyone. Got to get the fire up and going again, even though it's not that bad. 37 degrees outside, 58 in here. Oh yeah. It's time to get some coffee going. Since we have the Jackery, I'm about to fire up this old Folgers and get this morning started, underway. All right, I got the coffee made. It's time for a little breakfast for Daisy anyway. There you go, girl. Bon appetit. So the reason I'm letting Daisy have her breakfast outside is because, well, first of all, let me say she did great last night, sleeping with me in the bed. We stayed in here all night long. So this has been a successful trip in my eyes. I got to do what I wanted to do, spend the night in the Eskimo. However, having said that, I got up this morning, I don't know, about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Kind of had to go use the bathroom, and that did it. Once we come back in from going outside, then she started whining. Oh, what is that? She started whining and going out the door again. She wasn't having nothing to do with it this morning. Okay, I've had one cup of coffee. I'm about to make another one, Daisy. But in the meantime, I got the corned beef hash heating up. Ooh, we about to cook these eggs. Oh yeah, life is good. You did come back in here, didn't you? And look, no whining. All right, Daisy. The stove's done a real good job of warming it up in here. It's 72 degrees. But it ain't doing so good on heating up these hash browns. I might have to throw another log on the fire. And I don't know what's going to happen with these eggs. I left them out in the car all night long. I hope they ain't frozen. Can you cook a frozen egg? Does anybody know? Good news, Daisy. The eggs did not freeze. Oh yeah, it's gonna be breakfast time for me. And probably for you again, real soon. Okay, so the eggs are getting done pretty nicely now, Daisy. But while we're waiting for the last few minutes, I wanted to show everybody my stove pipe. What I did was I bought some of these 5-inch long threaded bolts because it's a 4-inch pipe, and I drilled a hole through there and ran the whole thing across at the elbow where I had my problems. And I only went with one piece of pipe out the window with the jack on the end of it. So that definitely worked out much better. So I might as well tell you, I did. You see this hole here? There's another one on the other side somewhere. And I just saw this. I did get my my damper in from Home Depot, and I installed it. And now I see the handle to operate it, because you're supposed to open or close it. The handle's broke off, and I don't know where the damper is. So that turned out to be not very good. But you know what? I found out throughout the night that you really have to babysit the stove. It ain't one of those set and forget things. Trying to keep this temperature in the orange area is not easy to do. And I never did have to close the damper, so maybe I don't need one. Okay, Daisy, I think these eggs are ready. Let's eat. We're gonna see if we can get this fan to spin again, Daisy. That's pretty cool how that thing works. We got movement. Look at there. It's like magic. That thing kept us nice and toasty at ground level. Of course, my cot, I slept in my cot the last time. It's not much higher off the ground than what I was. But yeah, that fan definitely kept us warm. So these bricks, this is a part of one actually I found. Me and Daisy was experimenting the first time. Those bricks worked out really great in the stove. But these logs, they ain't no good for nothing. I won't be buying no more of them. Okay, so breakfast is finished. Well, my chair was over here. The mattress was right there. I've already started packing. It's out there by the cool camp. And I was just about to grab the carbon monoxide detector, but I thought I might just mention that thing never did go off. So that's good. I feel real safe in here now. You got you a stick, Daisy? All right, so yesterday when I was setting up, well, let me just show the inside. All right, so zoom out a little bit. So these rods and the hub, I've talked about that, I think in my other video. But you just push those things out, and they pop out almost like an umbrella. So this is what it looks like when it's popped out. You can see it's kind of got a dome shape to it. Well, the wind was coming from that direction, and I got a big gust, and it actually hit the side of the tent and popped it back in. Oh man. So luckily Eskimo provides you with these straps. So I strapped it down so the next gust of wind wouldn't do that. And then the whole tent was trying to lift up off of the ground. So thankfully this fire ring was nearby. I was able to go get these rocks and put on the edge of it and keep it from flapping. Woo, Daisy. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Okay, so for the most part, everything is packed away. I say for the most part, because I can't pull up the floor because the stove is sitting on top of it. And of course, I built a fire this morning, and it's still going. In fact, this stovepipe, can you see that? It's a little over 300 degrees. So there ain't nothing we can do but wait for this thing to die out and cool off. So while we're doing that, let me tell a little story on myself. Y'all know how I like to do that. Hold on just a minute. I'm gonna switch camera modes. You ready for this? I'm gonna tell this story on myself. So one of the main things that I wanted to try out for this video was that wood stove fan. And wouldn't you know, I was so excited. I'm like a little kid. I was so excited to come make this trip. We threw everything in the car, drove off up here. I had the Eskimo all set up and ready to go. The cool camp standing by just in case. And by the time I got around to looking for the fan to put it on the stove, I realized I'd left it at home. So then we had to make the trip home, which took about an hour just to go get it, and then an hour back. So we lost a little time yesterday, but that's all right. We still having fun. So yeah, so while we're waiting for the stove to cool off,
Daisy and I just gonna kind of explore around a little bit. You know, I brought my insulated boots and my snowshoes, but there's only like 2 or 3 inches of snow. The wind's blowing a little bit, but you know, we can just walk around with my imitation Crocs on. Let's go see something.
What we got over here, Daisy? We on top of the mountain. Well, it ain't really a mountain, but it's kind of nice. One of the reasons I wanted to come over here was Daisy was barking at something this morning, and it was in this direction, and something has left some tracks. I don't know, that kind of looks like a dog print though. Let's compare it to what she just did. Oh, that's just Daisy. Oh man, I thought I done found me a wild animal. Okay, Daisy, I think we're getting close, but in the effort to kind of speed things up, I put my hoodie sleeves over my hands, and I grabbed a hold of this piece, and now I just got it dangling in the air from this tree. Maybe that'll hurry up and cool off. Then we just got one section of pipe to pull out because I got them bolted together. Okay, we're making progress, Daisy. This thing is cooling off pretty good, and I managed to get the other piece off, laid it in the snow. That's gonna cool it off. All right, now for a little trick. I don't know if this is gonna work. My trick, I call it. These coals might last a while, but I'm kind of thinking if I take a stick of firewood and poke inside that thing, then I can lift it up with the firewood and bring it outside in the snow and dump it out. I'm about to try it.
Okay, Daisy, I got this piece of firewood here. I'm gonna try this stove trick. You might want to stand back. Woo! Well, it kind of worked and it kind of didn't. I was able to get it up off the ground, and then it started to fall. So I grabbed it by the leg. Surprisingly, the leg is not that hot. Okay, this looks like a good spot, Daisy. Open the door and dump it upside down. All right. That worked. Okay, come on, old girl. That's one last look around. Everything is accounted for. All right, so we're all packed up and ready to go. This has been an incredible trip. Oh, Daisy slept with me all night long. She didn't really act weird until in the morning, which that was fine. The sun was coming up. She probably just wanted to go outside and play. So, yeah, what a great second trip. Second hot tent trip is in the books. All right. I can't wait for another one, Daisy. Come on, let's go.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Okay, Dave, this is a little test of the microphone. Test. Is this thing is this thing working?
Daisy. The old stove has warmed it up to 72 degrees in here. But it ain't doing too much with the hash browns yet. Maybe I need to throw another log on the fire. But, you know, speaking of which, these, hold on. Let me just erase this whole thing.
Hello everyone, it's David, Hayden, and Daisy. So we finally decided, you know what? We're going for it. And here we are.
Am I showing up good, Daisy? Here, let me sit down on this rock. All right, Daisy. You ready for this? I'm going to tell this story on myself. So we lost a little time yesterday, but that's all right. We still having fun.
So while we're waiting for the stove to cool off, let's go see something.
Okay, Daisy, I got this piece of firewood here. I'm going to try this stove trick. You might want to stand back. Woo! Well, it kind of worked and it kind of didn't. All right, Daisy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got to start over. Okay, you ready, Daisy? I can't talk now. All right, I think I got it. Okay, come on, old girl. That's one last look around. Everything is accounted for. Right. I can't wait for another one, Daisy. Come on, let's go. All right, I gotta go get the camera.